see, what's funny is I was curious enough, so I asked a coworker of mine who's Muslim, and I asked them if you had a guy who was, ex-Muslim or leaning away towards, Islam, and they came to the mosque with shoes on, what would happen? And he's like, "Oh, we just wouldn't let him in. We would just wouldn't. It wouldn't even enter our mind of even thinking it'd be okay." And I that's where I kind of like admired that aspect of like, no, you have your limitations. I'm not going to go ahead and placate to you and tell you that this is okay. And I think that's where I get kind of frustrated. And it's like I'm kind of conflicted in regards to, respecting someone's wishes and also understanding that maybe their wishes are stupid. Or just
there's something called decorum. And like I said, then the way to answer your child a good answer would be to give that example of, going to a fancy wedding and would you wear dirty blue jeans and dirty t-shirt and dirty sneakers to go to this real fancy, beautiful wedding? And like, of course not, and you can make that analogy.
Well, with your experience, I mean, with stories that you might be aware of, what do you think happened to a lot of people when I was growing up? I remember a lot of people going off the derech as teenagers, just a lot.
I think some of it, I think a lot of it had to do with, I hate to say it, I think our yeshivas, our Jewish schools, did not know how to handle the situation not correct, but didn't know how to handle the situation. Sometimes I've seen that too, where administrations in some of these Jewish schools will also, just like kids, also overreact about, oh my goodness, it's going to have an effect on everybody else. Oh, well, this is terrible, this is horrible, and then they overreact. It's like driving a nail using a sledgehammer instead of a small hammer, like driving a small nail with a sledgehammer. I've seen where kids were suspended, and kids were fined, and kids were I mean, come on. These are kids. I mean, kids. You have you have to work with kids. You can't just throw them out like a brick, like a deformed brick. I heard that analogy once with I was going to a music teachers conference once, and one of the music teacher one of the big administrators and the music teachers in the school system said he has seen where music teachers, a kid wants to be in the choir, kid wants to be in the orchestra, and they audition, they really don't have any talent, and this one teacher said to this administrator, "Oh, if they don't meet my standards, I don't even let them in, I just throw them out."